Hey gang, D Tidwell here, Enduro Mountain Bike Training. You can find us on the web, www.enduromtbtraining.com. Hope you guys have enjoyed the past 4 videos. I can't even count, check that out. And have been implementing your homework and can see a difference in some of those mobile areas that I talked about today. Let's go into the next one without further ado. And we're looking at the thorax, the rib cage. We call it the torso as well, but we know, hello, figure out the camera. We know that this area, because it's red, remember, which means mobile, needs to be able to move well. And for the rib cage, it's obviously the source that encases our lungs and our heart, which is crucial, of course. So if we have a tight, restricted rib cage, which is probable for most of us who have a seated workplace position because of that depressed first rib angle as it relates to working at your desk and all, that's really going to affect the diaphragmatic ability for you to breathe because of the attachments that the breathing musculature, including the diaphragm, and that actually kind of comes up and looks similar to this blue line here underneath. So if you have restrictions in that thorax and that T-spine, you will have less breathing capabilities than you normally would, which is not ideal. Okay, so here we are, foam roller. What I want to show you in mobilizing your T-spine is, can we get this kyphotic curve, we call that a kyphotic curve from here to here in your T-spine, can we get that to be more like this, okay? So if we can create a less steep first rib angle, then that's going to create a better inspiration and expiration capability of your rib cage, as well as creating a nice platform upon which your scapulas can sit. So if I have this posture, and then I go into this posture, you can see what happens to my shoulder blades. They fall forward. Now I've got this limited range in my shoulder. I'm going to get impingement pain and things like that. That's not good. Okay, so when we have the ability to have better posture, you can see my shoulder blades just kind of glide into position as they sit on top of that shoulder girdle, or excuse me, the rib cage. Okay, so here's how we do this. Grab your foam roller and find find basically the bottom of your rib cage, okay, which is typically right about underneath your xiphoid process, or the end of your, where your two ribs come together, your rib cage come together in the end of your sternum, all right? Don't go lower than that, and I would say err above it by scooting down a little bit. Don't go into low back area because that's pretty tender and not supported. So what I'm gonna have you do is grab behind your neck, okay? So I'm grabbing behind my neck like such, so that I keep my cervical spine still and I'm not doing this with my head, okay? So for video's sake, I'm gonna drop this arm just so you can see what I'm doing and you can hear me better. So I'm here, what I'm gonna do is inhale and then hold my breath. I'm gonna exhale and bend over the roller while I still exhale. As soon as I stop moving, I can't go any further. My butt is down, by the way. I'm still gonna exhale for about 3 seconds. So it looks like this. I'm gonna start over. Inhale, exhale. I've stopped. 1, 2, 3. Inhale up. I'm gonna repeat 3 times at this particular segment of my spine. Exhale. You can see I'd go a little bit further. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. You can see I can go a little bit further. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down, my body down about 1 inch, which means the roller moves up to the next spinal segment, and I'm going to repeat that. Inhale, 3 second hold, 3 reps, and then I'm going to move down again. I'm going to do that same thing again. Okay, now, take this easy and slow, please. Your thoracic spine does not like to be forced into extension without it well, let's just put it this way. Love it. Be gentle, okay? Don't expect to go from poor posture to good posture overnight. So go slow and take it easy, all right? If I had an asterisk capability, I would draw it right there on the screen, all right? That's my asterisk. Be careful, all right? The other thing that you can do, if you think that you have a really rigid spine, is to actually just roll it out beforehand, just to get a little bit of blood flowing and a little bit of muscle softness. You can turn on one side to get the right side more. You can turn on the left side to get the left side more. Okay. You can also hit, while we're on the topic of muscle tightness, hit the lat. Okay, the lat right up underneath here. Just roll through that lat a little bit, which is never fun, as you know, because I've told you plenty of times. Just to help, because the lat is it's fixed onto that thorax as well, coming off onto the arm. So you can help yourself by doing that. All right. Now, here we go for another walk over here, over to my wall of pain, where we do lots of soft tissue massage work, like you know. So here, bear with me. I am a professional one-man show, and I suggest trying this at home. Lacrosse ball, here to in the middle, okay? So what I'm gonna do is put my butt up against the wall, drop that down so it slides down to about mid-back, and then not on the spine, but up to the spine, I'm going to roll. And I know I've got some soft spots from a water skiing injury, actually barefoot water skiing, and I did a scorpion, if you know what that is. My feet went over and past my head. So I've still got some spine injuries from that as it relates to just vertebral body injury, no neurological injury. I've got enough mental issues as it is. But just working through the soft tissue of the entire upper, middle, back, through that thorax. If you hold my left hand, because the ball is on my right side right now, I'm going to take my left hand and grab my right arm and pull across. You can get all the muscles like the trap and the rhomboid and stuff up against the edge of that scapula. And usually you'll find some pretty nitty-gritty, lovely nuggets of joy in there for you to work through. Okay? So work through that stuff on the scapula and the thorax. All right? So that is your homework for the simplicity of the thorax. I'm going to leave it with that one, because the foam roller one, again, is one that can be, it can be sensitive. So take your time on that one, learn it, get good at it, okay? Now that's going to create some good extension and flexion capabilities, as well as increase your ability to turn your thorax, which is the other thing that the thorax does. I did not address any thorax rotation stuff, because I want you to work through those limitations first in that extensive capacity of the T-spine, and I will show you some things that you can do later that are more stretching and exercise related to help you with the rotary aspect of what the T-spine does in its mobility. Okay, so there's your homework for the weekend, and I hope you enjoy. Go check out the other videos if you haven't. If you have any questions, info@enduromtbtraining.com. Otherwise, check out our new website, www.enduromtbtraining.com. And yeah, post anything on Facebook if you want me to respond. If you have any ideas, go ahead and post a little Facebook. Hey, I want to see a video on such and such, and I am happy to oblige. Other than that, enjoy. Have a good couple of days, and we'll talk to you soon.